Hello YouTube, my name is Brianna and today I'm going to be telling you about my Washington trip. I did not vlog that trip because if you watched my Travel Essential video, you know why, because I'm with my dance friends and a lot of them don't know about my channel and I thought it'd be weird to vlog in front of them because they don't really know about my channel. So maybe I'll just explain it to you in this video. I'm just going to be telling you all the events that happened, some bad things that happened on the trip, some good things that happened on the trip, and what I experienced and everything like that. So let's get into this video. It was 8 in the morning on a Thursday, on October 22nd, and my mom drove me to Starbucks in Chapters. Chapters is a bookstore, and that's where we all met up, and we got some Starbucks and we drove to Vancouver. Vancouver from where I live is only 4 hours away, and that's where the airport is. We have an airport here in my hometown, but we decided to use Vancouver because it was cheaper for flight tickets. So we drove and we had so much fun on the road trip and stuff like that. And so we got to the airport and we had about, I'd say, an hour of a wait till our flight comes in. So we go through security and go through customs. The passport decided not to work and it decided to say, oh, it's going to expire on this trip. So we had to go in for questioning and everything about it, and I was like, okay, haha, first time going to the United States and since I was 5, what a great experience it's starting out to be. And I was really nervous. Security always makes me nervous because I know nothing's gonna go wrong, but I'm always scared something is going to go wrong. Then I'm gonna have to go get questioned, and it's just a terrible thing and experience time. Got through all of that, and then we got through security and putting our bag in there. I carried my carry-on with me because it's carry-on and stuff like that, so didn't need to put it on the check-in or whatever. And so we sat and we had lunch. I had Wendy's and my friend also had Wendy's, and there was salad and stuff, and so we waited in the Vancouver airport till it was time to board our flight to Chicago. We had connecting flights, so we had Vancouver to Chicago, Chicago to Baltimore, and so we got on the flight and we were about to board. And then they took my carry-on bag because there wasn't enough space, and I didn't know what they were doing because I was like, I've never had this trouble before. What am I supposed to do? And so I got really scared, but I was like, and then Heather, the company person, the owner, she was like, it's fine. She's traveled a lot before. It's fine. They're just taking in because they're not gonna have enough room. And I was like, okay, phew, good thing. So we get on the flight. The three of them, Alyssa, Heather, and Kaylee, are all sitting together, and I'm sitting by myself on the aisle with 2 other people beside me. Yeah, just listening to music the whole time. It was about an hour flight to Chicago, and so we just had drinks and everything like that, and that was all fine. And then we got to Chicago, and we had to sprint to our next flight because our flight was already boarding and we just got off the flight, and our flight to Chicago was delayed 25 minutes, so we were late, so we had to sprint down to the thing, and luckily we made it on. And so that flight from Chicago to Baltimore was 4 hours, 4 hours and half an hour maybe, I think, I'm pretty sure. So that flight was all fine. It was fun. You could talk, listen to music, and eat a lot of things. It was fine. Flew United, which was not that bad, but it's okay. So we got to Baltimore, and we go down to go pick up our luggage since mine was carried with the other people, the other things, because it can't fit up in the top because of space. So we went to go pick up our luggage, and we're waiting. None of our luggage comes. None of ours. The 4 of us, our luggage doesn't come. So we go to the luggage claim and we're like, our luggage did not come. Where's the luggage? She's like, I think it's probably lost. We're like, what? We need our costumes for tomorrow. And then she's like, oh, it's on the other flight from Chicago. I'm like, great. My first time, and we lost our luggage. Great experience. Well, great. With my carry-on, I had a backpack and my suitcase. I put extra clothes and my toiletries in there just in case this would happen, and none of them else did. So that happened. So we left the airport without our luggage, and we took a shuttle to the car rental place, and we got the car we're gonna rent, and we drove that to the hotel. We checked into the hotel. We got to the hotel, and Heather, the owner of the place, she asked if there was any toothbrush or toothpaste or extra clothes for them to wear because they didn't have any of it and wouldn't get in until about between 12 and 2 tomorrow. of the next day. So, and we also, it was like 12 o'clock at night, so there was no place open to eat, like at a restaurant, so we had to go down to 7-Eleven and grab like a sandwich and a drink and like some fruit or whatever. And my mom, she was like, the first thing you buy with American money, you gotta take a picture of it and send it to me so I can see what you bought. And it was like Arizona and like a sub sandwich and like candy or whatever. She's like, that's not real food. And I was like, well, it's food for now. We're on tour. We're Mumford & Sons. We kept calling ourselves Mumford & Sons. I don't know why, because Mumford & Sons goes on tour and we were on tour. So, I don't know. I thought of it. It was pretty great. Went back to the hotel. Me and Alyssa roomed together and we watched Mean Girls and went to bed. Next morning, we slept in till 12 because our luggage didn't come until 12. So we finally got our luggage and we could finally shower and clean up and stuff. We cleaned up, we got all ready, and it's already past our checkout time at the hotel because our checkout time was supposed to be at 12, but we got our luggage at 12, so it was like more like 1:30 or whatever. And so we checked out late and we got all ready, and then we drove to the church where we were going to perform. And we were practicing ahead of time because our show wasn't until 7:30, but we wanted to practice and get the feel of the stage and like run through stuff. Since we made the show up in the car because the 3 churches wanted spontaneous shows and we had human trafficking shows ready, we had to make them up in the car, and we also had to memorize monologues in the car. We got to the church and the church was not open for like 2 hours, so we practiced on the street. People were videotaping and honking and like waving at us and stuff, and we're like, woo, good job everybody, stuff like that. And so we just rehearsed all the dances on the street, our luggage and our bags and everything. I mean, it was fine for like the time being, but like it was kind of weird. It was fun. So finally opened up the church finally after like 2 hours, and we went in there to rehearse. It was a really nice venue, really nice church, and rehearsed some stuff. His friend invited us over to the pastor's house for dinner. We went over to the house to have dinner, and we had salmon and the spinach stuff, which I don't know what it was. We had rice, some chicken. Oh, it was like so good. And we had dessert, which was like some apple thing, which was so good, the best thing I've ever tasted, and some blueberry crumble, I think. Oh, it was so good. And all the people were so nice and so generous, and it was just amazing. So after dinner, we got driven back to the church and we had our show. The show went absolutely amazing. Everybody was so into it and loved it so much and so interactive, and it was so much fun, and it was like one of the best shows we ever had, and it was so good. Oh, I just loved it. It was so much fun. That show was in Baltimore, so we got home around like 12. Again, we went to the grocery store to get food because nothing was open again. Back to the hotel. Went to bed the next day. Next day was Saturday, and so we woke up, we had a shower, we were staying in Fairfax, Virginia, not in Baltimore. So we were staying in Fairfax, Virginia, and we were performing there on Saturday night. After the pastor's wife came down to have breakfast with us in the hotel, which was really good, and we talked about a whole bunch of things like the shows and what our company does, and it was just a lot of fun. Another couple came and had breakfast with us, and they're also for church, and they took us to Washington, D.C. So after breakfast, they took us and drove us around to see some of like the government and political buildings, museums, and those kind of thing. So we saw the Lincoln Memorial, which was amazing. It was so cool. I've seen it in so many movies and like videos and TV shows, and it was really cool to just see it in person. Then we also saw the White House, which is really cool. Oh, and also in the Lincoln Memorial, we saw Martin Luther King did his I Have a Dream speech, which was so cool. We saw the Capitol, which was under construction. The White House, which was pretty big. It was really cool to see the White House. It was so cool. No Obama though. There was a lot of Secret Service there though, because I think there was an event going on in the White House, so there's probably a lot of Secret Service there for a reason. The Pentagon, we didn't actually go see it, we just saw it from the car. We saw, I forget what it's called. It's like a white, like, tomb thing that goes all the way up and has like a tick at the top, and it has like water going down the way. I forget what that's called, but it's real cool. And we saw like a place where there's a bunch of like, not tombs, but like poles, and there's like wreaths around them. We saw a bunch of museums. We didn't actually go in any because we only had a short amount of time. We saw all of those things, which was so much fun to see in real life. We went back to the hotel. We prepared to go to do our next show. And our next show, we did the human trafficking show and the spontaneous show. But we were originally supposed to do the human trafficking one, but they wanted the spontaneous because they thought it was going to be easier on us. But it really wasn't because we didn't make it the spontaneous one in the car. So we did 2 shows and we see which one they liked better, and they liked the spontaneous one better, which is because it's one of my favorites to do because it's so much fun. And the crowd again was amazing and so much fun to dance to. Next day was Sunday. We got ready. We didn't really do much because our show was in the afternoon this time. And so we got up and we went to go have breakfast down at the hotel again. Then we drove to Williamsburg, I think it's called, Virginia, which is 3 hours away from Fairfax, Virginia. And that was where our next show was. And our show started at 3:30 and we got there like 1 or 2. It was a lot of fun. That audience was also great again. We just hung around the church for a while and the show was awesome. It was so much fun. We met a girl named Anastasia who has some of her drawings in our calendars that we have, which was really fun. She's so cute. All the kids on each church was so cute. And so after that show, we went out to dinner with the pastor and the pastor's wife, Anastasia, the pastor's mom, and then 2 other members of the church. And we went out to a Mexican restaurant, which was really good, like really, really good. And we just talked about the show and the church and what we do after that. It was like 10, and then we drove back to the hotel. Went to sleep again because we were so tired from the long day we had. And so we got back to the hotel, we went to sleep. We didn't have to eat anything because we were 8. And then the next day was Monday, and that was the day we were going home. And then Monday morning we went to breakfast with the pastor's wife of the Fairfax, Virginia church and her son, and then the rest of us. And I forget where we went, but the food was really good, like really, really good. The hot chocolate was really good too. So we went there for breakfast, and then our flight was at 2 in Baltimore to go to Toronto. And so we went to the airport. Everything was good, nothing really bad happened. We flew, and it was only 55 minutes to Toronto. Got to Toronto, and then we had to fill out this Canadian citizenship form, I think it's called, from the US to back to Canada. So we had to fill it out, and we went to security again. Then we went to customs, and you know how you have that little like screen you have to go by yourself and stuff? Well, my Canadian citizenship thing wouldn't scan, so I was there for like a good 15 minutes, and I got freaked out. I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. So I got help because I didn't even know my postal code, okay? Like I don't know. Look it up. And you're normally not allowed phones, but no one told me not to. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use my phone. Because I didn't know what my postal code was. So I was like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? So finally it worked. I was so scared and so frightened, and everybody was worried about me because I was like all by myself and stuff. And Heather thought they were like gonna question me about, why are you flying by yourself? You're only 14. I don't know. So got through that, and then whew, my anxiety was over. And then we waited half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, until we had to go from Toronto back to Vancouver. We just had Starbucks and stuff. The Air Canada plane was huge. So huge, and it was a 5-hour flight, and it took forever. But I watched Pitch Perfect, the first one, which was fun. We had drinks and we had food, and it was a lot of fun. And we also made up a new show. Oh well, actually, it's actually not a new show. We've been working on it for a while, but we like pieced it together, which was good. And that show we're gonna bring into high schools. Got to Toronto, then we flew to Vancouver, and then we picked up our bags, and no luggage was lost. We got into the car. It was really cold, and then we drove. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and then we drove back to our hometown. We got McDonald's on the way. We're listening to one of my science caster audiobooks or whatever. I enjoyed everything that we did. I'm sorry I didn't vlog for you guys. I really wish I did, but I thought it was gonna be awkward with them. But it was so much fun, and I had such a blast going to this trip, and I hope I can do these kind of things again. If you want to learn more about the company I'm in, it's called onewordtours.com, and you can go on the website and check us out. Let me tell you a brief little background of it. So One Word Tours is a dance company, and how we all met was through Heather and our studio. All the people there dance at their studio, and so we put on shows and we perform them in churches and sometimes in high schools, and we raise money to sponsor kids and to help kids in need. We also make bracelets, purses, scarves, and we make all of those. All of us make them, and all that money goes towards our sponsor kids. And right now we sponsor 12 kids, and all of that goes towards them. None of it we keep for ourselves. We all do this for them so they have a year of education and everything like that, which I think is amazing. And I love being a part of these kind of things because we get to do what we love the most, and we get to put it out there for people to see and to help people, which I think is amazing. We're using our art to help people, and it's what we love doing, and it's so much fun, and I love all the people that are on this team, this company. It's so much fun, and I love it so much. So if you want to check out our website and learn a little bit more about this company, then check out onewordtours.com. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you ever get a chance to go there, please do. It's really funny. You will not regret it one bit. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what videos you'd like to see next, because I'm kind of out of ideas. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!